Hello everybody and welcome to the first chapter. This chapter is one of the most important chapters. Although some of you may be really familiar with the topics in this chapter, but I really encourage you to watch this chapter till the end, even if you know these topics. You can just fast forward it or something, but I believe that you must watch this video even if you think you have the idea or the main concept of the topics in this chapter. I believe this chapter is like the key to physics, so mastering this chapter makes mastering other chapters a lot easier, and this is what we do in Physics Booster. We master the topics. Okay, so let's start with the first and most simple topic for today. We're going to be talking about physical quantities. Okay, so let's start with this question. If I ask you, how long does it take you to get to school in a bus ride? Or for example, another question, how far is your house from school? Okay, to answer these questions properly and correctly, using a number alone isn't enough. To answer the first question on how long does it take you to get to school in a bus ride, you're going to say 15 minutes. If you say 15 alone, it does not mean anything. It's not clear. It's not very accurate. Is it 15 minutes? Is it 15 hours? Is it 15 days? It's not clear. So you have to mention that it takes you 15 minutes. For the other question, how far is your house from school? You're going to say, for example, 10 kilometers. So 10 alone is not enough. It's not clear. This is what we call a physical quantity. So a physical quantity must have a number, which is, for example, 15, and it must also have a unit, for example, minutes or 10 kilometers. So the 15 and the 10 are the numbers, and they are not enough to mention what you really want to answer, and the minutes and kilometers are something called units. Well, actually, there are many types of units around us. Some of them are, for example, length. We all know that length is used to measure distances. Its basic unit is called meters, and its abbreviation is using a small m. Should we memorize these abbreviations? Actually, we'll be using them a lot through this chapter and through the whole material, so I prefer if you do that. Time, we know what time measures. Its unit is seconds. Mass is kilograms. Electric current. What is electric current? We'll be dealing with that in detail in the next chapters. But the unit, for example, is amperes. There's something called the potential difference. The unit is volts. The energy, the unit is joules. The power, the unit is watts, and etc. And the magnetic field, we use a unit called Tesla. So these are some of the main physical quantities. Is there other quantities? Yes, for sure. There are many physical quantities all around us, but these are some of the most used or most common physical quantity. Units can also be combined to give another physical quantity. So we can also combine units. So for example, if I say that a girl can cycle 10 meters in 2 seconds. So it took her 2 seconds to travel 10 meters. It can be said that her speed is 5 meters per second. How can we figure this out? You can do that by finding the speed. So if I divide the distance, which is 10 meters, by the time, which is 2 seconds, this will give us that the speed is 5 meters per second. So we know that physical quantity needs a number and a unit. So our number is 5, and our unit is a combined unit, which is meters per second. So it's not only the basic units we just saw. We can also combine units. For example, the unit of speed, and we will be seeing tens of combined units throughout this material. Now, this was a small introduction. Stay tuned in the next videos. We will be going more in detail. See you then.